This is Michael Hynes again with your high school sports. To start off, offensively, what do you think that you have to do in order to come up victorious against West Virginia?
Well, we got to be able to block all their multiple stunts. You know, they bring a lot of blitzes from a lot of different ways and in a lot of different manners. And to be quite honest, we've struggled with that this year, scrimmages and games. So we've certainly got to be able to do better at that than we've done up till now.
What do you think defensively you have to do?
Well, you got to stop their run. I mean, they're everything they do is going to start with their run game, and we got to shoot far. That's about as easy as it comes, man. They're going to line up a bunch of people and a bunch of bodies and put them up there in one gap. They're going to try to put about 1,200 pounds through C gap, and you're going to have to, we're going to have to find some way to at least find some resistance against that and make it a little bit difficult on them to do that.
One of the things that I saw too, also, it's killing teams this year is the penalties. Do you think that's going to be a major factor with your team?
I think it always is. In the last 2 weeks, we've been terrible at that. Morristown East and the David Crockett game. We've had over 100 yards penalties in each of those games. That's certainly not what we need to happen. But I always say, Michael, there's three things that we got to do if we're going to win. We're not Dobyns-Bennett of old. We don't have the talent like maybe it was here in the past. We're going to have to, we've got to be able to win the kicking game. We've got to be able to win the turnover battle, and then obviously we've got to be able to play smarter and win the penalties and make sure that they don't get to continue their drives, or we don't have to end our drives because somebody's making selfish decisions. Now, listen, playing hard and effort penalties, hold-ons and things like that, listen, I can live with those. But pre-snap penalties, selfish penalties afterwards, things like that, I can't live with those. So we've got a lot of that we got to clean up.
The kicking game is very important when it comes to close games. What do you think your kicking game is like this year? Their
kicking game?
Yeah.
I think it's without question the best kicking game we've seen so far. This being our fifth game with our previous four opponents, whatever his name is, number 6, Iacino, I think is how you pronounce it. Iacino, he's hit 8 of his 12 kickoffs in the end zone. So you're pretty much going to start at the 20-yard line. That's just what your offense is going to do. You're not going to be able to have the ball in good field position there. They do a good job punting the ball. And then, quite honestly, in their kickoff return, that's probably their best special team. You look at Johnson City. There was one time Johnson City stopped them about at the 20-yard line. Every other time that they took the ball against Science Hill was somewhere between the 31 and the 44-yard line. So if they're going to get the ball at the 40, they're going to start their drives at the 40, and we're going to start our drives at the 20. That means we got to get 2 more first downs every drive just to be even. We'll lose if we have to do that. I'll be quite honest with you. It'll be a loss.
Yeah, because, when they combine all the Sullivan counties, they got the best talent, coming into, with all 3 of those schools merging. So, to me, it seems like they come up on an advantage in a way.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think and they've done such a great job of, those 3 schools rallying together and playing as one. You got to give Coach Hilton such great credit for that and his coaching staff. But it's phenomenal the way they've done that and how much they've, their attendance, how much they've traveled, how much school pride they have, for a new school. I think if you went and talked to some of those new schools, whenever they build a new school out in Rutherford County and things like that, they'll tell you that, man, it's just hard to get traction in on things like that, like school pride and, stuff like that. So, I don't know, man. It's they've done a really good job. Kudos to their kids and coaches.